Hello, gamers. Look who finally released to the public. Let's go. The SORA Amiibo is here. Let me know in the comments who was able to snag one. I need to know how many people actually got this thing because I asked a few friends and they're like, no, I missed out. So myself, I was able to get two. Does anyone care? No. What are you here for? Probably the title of the video. Which spirits should you be using on your SORA Amiibo? Well, let's answer that question. So starting with the most obvious one, if you have at least one support spirit slot open, you should definitely be using weapon attack up. Sora's got a Keyblade. It counts as a weapon, surprisingly. So if you want to increase the attack power of that, which I highly recommend, there's many spirits that do that. The Luigi from Mario Tennis, we got Robot Armor Kirby, we got Carol, whatever his name is. We got Gulligan? Sure, there's many spirits that do this, luckily. And if you don't have any of these spirits, but you do have the DLC, say you have the Fighter's Pass, you have the DLC spirits for each specific fighter. What I'm getting to is, go to the Minecraft version of the spirit board for the DLC spirits, go fight Piglin. Boom, weapon attack up spirit acquired. Air attack up is going to be another spirit that you should definitely consider. Highly consider, I would say. Highly consider air attack up. Sora's pretty floaty. Sora will be in the air a lot. So why not increase the air attack power of Sora when there's many spirits that do that? As you can see, we got Pidgeot over here. You got Gyarados. You got Beat. Got Rouge the Bat. You got Nakaruru over here. You got Seteth. You got Gast. There's many that do, well, air attack up increase. And the last three, Gast, Seteth, and Nakaruru, if you have the DLC spirits again, either go to Terry Bogard, go to Byleth, or go to the Minecraft Steve DLC spirits, defeat one of these spirits, and you acquired, well, the air attack up spirit, which is what you kind of want, right? Hyper smash attacks. This one could be one that a lot of people might gravitate towards, and, well, maybe for good reason. Maybe you have a little bit of trouble KOing with Sora, so you want to rely on them smash attacks to do extra damage. As you can see, the hyper smash attack spirit increases attack power and smash attack charge speed. So, you know, if you want to put a little extra power into Sora's smash attacks to help with KOs on the ground at least, this one you should consider, but I would say this might be a little bit lower on the list. How about I throw you guys a curveball here a little bit? You might not expect this one, but up special. This one could be a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun, again, kind of like Hyper Smash Attack, should be lower on the list of spirits that you want to consider, but still fun nonetheless. Again, Sora's going to be floaty and being in the air a lot. Sora's up special can be a pretty good KO move on the Amiibo. Alright, another spirit that we need to at least throw on the list because it should definitely be considered. If you like an Amiibo to move a little bit faster, well, move speed up is definitely going to be the spirit for you because the move speed up slightly increases the left and right movement speed. And that's always a benefit. But if you don't want it, no big deal. But you got a couple different spirits. Thunderous, you got Jet the Hawk, you got Quickman, you got Ibuki over there, you got Excite Bike. You got Ninjara, which is pretty cool. You got Liquid Metal Slime. Another spirit that you might want to consider, Landing Leg Down. Again, we mentioned Sora's going to be floating and jumping all over the place. Maybe you want a little bit quicker recoverability. Is that even a word? I don't think so. But if you want Sora to move a little bit quicker after kind of jumping around forever, Landing Leg Down is going to be the spirit for you because it reduces the vulnerability when landing and making movement possible sooner. It's just one to consider. It is one that does make a difference, so it's worth throwing on this list. Another spirit to consider if you like weapon attack up and movement speed, well, we got the perfect combination of those. This one right here, Roxas on the Sora spirit board, the DLC spirit board, is perfect. It is going to take up all three slots, so make sure you think about it before you use it, but it's pretty simple. It greatly increases the power of melee weapons and increases move speed. It's a pretty solid one altogether, but again, it takes up all three spots, so, you know, think about it before you use it, but, you know, you can't go wrong with it. And one final one to consider actually using is definitely going to be Numa right here, Critical Healing and Metal, one of the best spirits in the entire game, one of the best support spirits. It takes up 2 spots, but Critical Healing will kick in once your character, or in this case the Amiibo, reaches 80% damage. They heal 30% damage and they become metal. So making it a lot easier to be launched and flinched because, well, they're metal. So it's a really solid spirit that you could and should consider. Easy for me to say, but this one you get from Pyra and Mithra's spirit board. So what about spirits that you should avoid? Well, luckily, I got a few of those as well. Things like magic attack, fire and explosion attack, water and ice attack, and then electric attack. As we know, Sora's neutral special is a magic attack that cycles through 3 different elements. It's just the one attack, and these 3 spirits, even though they only take up 1 spot, definitely avoid using because the benefit to that one attack is there's no benefit whatsoever. You might get a tiny bit extra damage, but I promise it is not worth it. So avoid magic, fire and explosion, water and ice, and electric attacks. The final few that I believe you should avoid using on Sora, depending on the stat build, I would say, I would avoid anything trade-off related. That would be trade-off attacks, trade-off defense, trade-off speed, and trade-off ability. The reason I say that, Sora again is on the flimsier side, so it'll be easier to KO. So any of the trade-off spirits start Sora at 30%, which I do not recommend Sora starting at. So the only one I would even remotely consider would be trade-off ability, and that's only if you pair it with slow super armor. And slow super armor gives you super armor, and it's one of the best effects in the entire game. In fact, there's a spirit that gives you super armor in general. There's no negatives to it. You just have super armor. It takes up all 3 slots. It's a great spirit. Consider using it, I guess. Takes no skill to use, but, you know, some people like that. But the only reason I would say use slow super armor is, again, if you pair it with trade-off ability. Slow super armor gives you super armor, but you become slower. So the trade-off ability increases your attack, your defense, and your speed. So the speed ultimately negates the slow super armor effect, meaning, well, you just have increased attack and defense, and now you have super armor effect. It's a very lethal combo. A lot of people use it. If you want to, feel free to, because it's your amiibo.